CV.
I will never shut up. Where'd he go? He's going to tell me to shut up and he's going to walk away. I swear, Doug, I swear.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to
Welcome to IDP Power Hour.
Elbow to elbow, baby, elbow to elbow. I put the good cowboy hat on because we got a special guest on. But before that, the co-host with the mostest. What's up, my buddy?
Hey, not much. Had another great week of surprises and some consistency that might be true to hold up throughout the season, and be curious to see what everybody thinks of some of these players. And I'm excited to talk some IDP this week.
Russ, have you got as many Marcus May questions as I have, brother? Oh, my goodness. That's all anybody can talk about. That's all anybody wants to talk about. Marcus May. Anyway. Good to see you again, buddy. I'm glad we got to hook up this week. As I said, stacked panel tonight. Making his second appearance and looking mustachy as ever. The good friend, Mr. @FF_intervention. Chase Vernon, as I say, Stevie. What's up, buddy?
What's up, man? So wait, you said this is IDP? What's IDP? Oh, I gotta go look up what IDP is. I don't know what that means. I'm just come on, really? Really,
don't just Google it. If you Google it, don't go to images. Don't go to images.
I have one question for you guys before you get started. What's up with Marcus May?
No, you don't have to wear pants.
Oh man!
All right. Well, if he's still around, actually, the CEO and founder of Statement Games, the newest sponsor of IDP Power Hour, Mr. Mark. Thanks for joining us tonight, buddy.
Hey, thanks for having me. How's everything going?
Oh man, fine as frog hair, split three ways, and now that we got that mustache on here mixed with that beard, Mark, we're gonna have a good night, bro.
All right.
Let's do this.
All right. Before we get started tonight, I'd like to give both of y'all the floor to promote, to let everybody know your latest work, where to find you at, especially on Twitter. We're a real popular show there on Twitter. I know Chase does a lot with the grandmas on Facebook and stuff, so promote that. But first, we're going to start with the newest guest, Mr. Mark. The floor is yours, my friend. Promote anything and maybe let everybody know about a special contest coming up pretty soon.
Yeah, sure. So I appreciate the floor. Hope everybody's staying safe and doing well. I'm Mark Salino. I'm the CEO and founder of StatementGames.com. You can find us on Facebook or Twitter. The call symbol is simply @StatementGames. And basically who we are and what we do here is we're just a game. We are a game. We've got a little bit of a different twist on fantasy sports. You can access our platform at StatementGames.com. But there's also apps that complement our web-based platform as well. The game that we've actually created, I've actually just received a patent on it. So at the company, we're pretty excited about that accomplishment. It's been kind of like a 2-year work in progress to actually get that patent here. But what we do as a company is we create games. The games that we create here are actually family-originated games. I've been playing this within my family for the past 25 years. And I guess put a short little story on it is that the games that we create are around individual sporting events. So, for example, this Thursday night we got the Jaguars and the Miami Dolphins. We'll create a game around that specific football game. And what we actually do is we're going to present you or anybody who wants to play the game with a list of props, so hence the company name Statements, that are specific to that Dolphins-Jaguars game. We're going to probably present you with anywhere between 50 to 60 different props. Anything from, all right, Minshew, over or under 265 yards passing. Dolphins defense, over or under 1.5 sacks. And it's all broken down into various different categories. As you review the list, it's your job to pick 10 of them. And as you make your 10 picks, you want to rank them in order of confidence from 10 through 1. So as that Thursday night football game plays out, if your number 10 pick becomes correct, you get 10 points. If 9 through 1 are incorrect, well, now you just have a total of 10 points. You're going to play in a league of anywhere between 8 to 12 people, and the person with the most points from correct picks at the end of that specific sporting event wins. The great thing about our platform is that we're 100% free to play. You don't need a credit card number. You don't necessarily need to fund an account with a few $100 to kind of like to play a game. This is free to play. As a member of the community, you're competing for what we call statement games coins or platform credits. It's your job to accumulate as many of these different coins or credits as you possibly can through competition within the platform. And when you're ready, you want to exchange those coins for a cash reward of your choice. We have a whole reward system that's powered on the back end of statement games. There's probably about like 85 different retailers that are part of that reward system. Anything from NFL Shop, Under Armour, Nike, Dunkin' Donuts, Starbucks, Macy's, Target. You exchange your coins for a cash gift card of your choice. So in a nutshell, that's kind of like who we are, what we do. Of course, we're very big into football, but we run basketball, hockey, baseball, combat sports, pretty much anything that's nationally televised from a sporting perspective, you'll find available for play on statement games. I guess, starting this next week, we'll start, getting some creative with the things that we actually do. But anybody who checks out the platform this week, and I'm just announcing this on this show, I'm not going to promote this on our feed or anything like that. You have to be listening to this show to take advantage of it. If you're willing to play the Thursday night Dolphins, Jacksonville Jaguars game, like I said, this is free to play. If you happen to go 10 for 10 with your picks, in addition to any coins that you win that can be exchanged for rewards on statement games, I'm personally going to cut a check for $350 and mail it to you. So consider this is $350. This is,
Wait,
do
I have to cash it in because it has your autograph on it, right? If you're personally cutting that check.
It's coming from me. This is not from the company. I will personally come to the table with $350. You got to play the game. It's simple and easy to sign into statement games. You can do so with a Facebook account or a Gmail account or the old-fashioned way by setting up a username and a password with the verification of an email address here. I can't stress this enough here. It is free. I'm not asking for a credit card number. I don't need a social security number, any 3 different forms of kind of like ID. I'm just a game. You're just having fun with a little bit of a different twist on fantasy sports. So hopefully that gives you a better understanding of who I am and what Statement Games is all about.
That's awesome, man. That's sick. Russ,
that's a great thing. Yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to maybe over-unders on some solo tackles from Jerome Baker. Get some IDP love out there. Who gets the first sack of the game or something like that? That sounds awesome.
Man, we got Dynasty Vipers already hating on me. God, this is gonna be a long episode. This is gonna be a long episode. I don't know if you have any power, Russ, over showing that comment, but oh man. All right, so I'll go ahead and go with it since obviously we lost the host. But you guys can find me at FF_intervention. Once again, that's FF_intervention, right? That's going to be on Twitter. You guys can also find my company at Some Yards, where we're teaching kids with special needs how to play fantasy football. That's at Some Yards. And it's referenced to Some Yards Better Than No Yards. And then, of course, we have my Facebook group not mine, but our Facebook group. I apologize. Our Facebook group, where we have over 21,000 members in there right now. So, yeah, go check that out. It's Fantasy Football Discussion. And, yeah, if you guys want to follow any of my information, it's linktr.ee/fantasyintervention. Once again, that's linktr.ee/fantasyintervention to find my articles that I write for Dynasty Nerds, for Dynasty Happy Hour, and my DFS my DFS articles for the pregame HQ. I have 12 freaking podcasts this week. So I'm all in, guys. I'm a content, diehard to an extent. I'm literally just going to fall over and die one of these days. Just providing content for you guys.
Yeah, it's like rounders out there grinding away, like playing hard, putting out podcasts. I like it.
But before we get this episode started, I just need to know about Marcus May. What's up with Marcus May? I might bring this up about 20 times throughout this podcast.
Hey, you win some, you lose some.
I'm just kidding. No, I like Marcus May, man. I have him on my team because you guys recommended him. So, it's a safety. He's going to have hit and miss weeks.
Yeah, Micah Kaiser, I just picked him up because Tremaine Edmonds was down. He blew up for me. It was great.
Well, dude, the other thing too, it's like I got Isaiah Simmons. What the hell's going on with him?
Yeah, Campbell, he's eating over there. I like that.
Man, we got a lot of stuff going on. I'm gonna let Doug get to the show sheet because that's the most important thing is the show sheet.
Most important thing is these kids not trying to play Fortnite while Doug's doing a podcast.
Doug is so pissed right now.
I tell you what, they better be glad I got a live show going on. Or
cheers, Doug.
Belt would have came out tonight, boys. Woo!
Doug, cheers. Cheers, man.
Dang it. Cheers.
Grab me that beer. Cheers, me.
I did. All right.
You know, Mark, take a sip.
Mark, did we get the announcement? If you go 10 for 10 in Thursday's contest.
Oh, he hiked it up.
Yeah, and just to not tip our hand, we're going to be doing something similar like that moving forward for the remainder of the year, specifically around kind of like Thursday Night Football. So you can give it a shot this week here and keep your eye out for things similar to what I just described and announced moving forward for Thursday Night Football throughout the remainder of the 2020 season.
Hope you're ready to go bankrupt, bro.
Hey, I'd rather give it to you than somebody else. So
I'll take that.
It's either that or the Google AdWords or the Facebook guys are going to get it from a advertising and marketing perspective. So if this kind of helps and I can kind of spread some of the wealth within the community and please guys, my call symbol is at Statement Games. Any feedback that you can provide me on my game, your likes or your dislikes here, this is how I grow. This is how I kind of get better. And I'm very grateful and appreciative for any feedback that you guys can offer.
I will give you a preemptive, thing. Make sure you don't do anything inappropriate on a podcast while you're live. That's the first thing that I can advise. And then I'm just going to leave it at that.
Oh, God. I got something to show you?
No, I was just giving him a heads up. I was giving a preemptive heads up towards, things he should not do.
Well, I'm talking about from my gaming perspective.
Well, I didn't want to hurt your gaming perspective by, things might happen on a podcast. That's all.
I guess that's a fair point.
We talked about a pregame or pre-show, so, I wanted to.
Which is a great story, by the way.
You see Matt Donnelly over there? Oh, my God. Doug, you got to share that one.
Will do. All right. We've got one more that I need to get in here. Good friend Kyle Boitella from IDP guys.
We got a party.
Cool.
Good friend KB, one of my best friends. We'll get him in here, and I'll go ahead and party.
Yeah. So what are we talking about today?
Tonight, I want to get into the week 2 takeaways. I want everybody to throw out. It's out of the gate. The opening segment's hashtag out of the gate. And from week 2, I want each member of the panel to give the biggest takeaway of theirs of week 2. So many injuries, so many things could be hit on, but I just want that one thing that's most important to you. So we'll start it off with the co-hostess with the mostest. Clutch Rush 72, buddy. Biggest takeaway from week 2 in the NFL was?
I'm going to go ahead and I'll stick with IDP as far as Micah Kaiser and talking about players and his consistency and coming away with about 11 solo tackles. And I don't think they're going to miss Corey Littleton. And Corey Littleton at the moment isn't doing Corey Littleton things that people were hoping on where they drafted him at their respective draft position. And that's my biggest takeaway. And I think Kaiser is definitely LB2 with obviously LB1 upside. So he's probably a steal for you. He might be on waiver wires on some redrafts. He's probably not on Dynasty, but that is a player that is a must to own on your team.
Top 3 ad absolutely this week in IDP top 3 ad Micah Kaiser without a doubt. You got Fab, go ahead and blow that load, baby, because it looks like they're riding him. I believe 99% of the snaps, if not 100%. Mark, do you have a big takeaway, buddy, from week 2?
I guess there's a couple of things that stick out in the back of my mind. It's obviously the injuries between McCaffrey and Barkley. So I guess, you see injuries kind of happen every single year, but, to kind of have something of that significance happen in week 2 here, it's a little bit of a bummer. I think it's the other big thing that I actually have is, damn, I mean, the New York Jets are just god awful. I mean, they're just horrible. So from an IDP perspective, fantasy perspective, whatever perspective you want to take a look at it, if you actually have, whether it's Sam Darnold, Frank Gore, any type of defensive player on the Jets here, just go ahead and drop all of them because they suck.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good, man.
That's a Marcus May, right?
Marcus May, yeah. The hottest name IDP. Right
That's
now,
number
Marcus
3.
May.
That's number 3.
Kyle Buentella joins us. What's up, KB, man? Thanks for joining us.
Hey, what's up, Dougie? Thanks for having me, man. Appreciate it. How you guys doing?
How's it
We're
going,
getting
man?
into out of the gate right off the top, man. Our biggest takeaways from week 2. And since you just dropped that article, man, we'll go to you for number 3 right here joining us, man. Biggest week 2 takeaway, KB, for you is?
Oh, man, probably the devastating injury to Nick Bosa. That one.
Oh.
That one hurts. I know it hurts you, too,
And
Dougie.
Solomon Thomas.
Yeah, and Solomon Thomas, yeah.
And they lost Forrest Buckner.
Don't put them 2 in the same category. Don't put them in the same.
I'm top of the whole defensive line being completely dissipated, okay?
No, I'll go take his spot. But Nick Bosa, I can't do that.
I didn't mean to bring it up, but that one hurt, man. I'm a big Bosa fan myself. I know you are too, Dougie.
Just real quick though. Just real quick. You know how big of a Niners fan I am. Jimmy G goes down. Raheem Mostert goes down. Nick Bosa goes down. George Kittle goes down. Richard Sherman goes down.
Oh, man.
Ah!
That's a brutal week 2, man.
Oh, man, it was so bad. Solomon Thomas, as you mentioned. Oh, man, it's just so bad. So bad. There's tryouts at your local YMCA. I believe tomorrow, look up your time for your time zone, but I believe you can go to the YMCA and try out for the night.
I got this.
Mustache.
Probably a must-own then, huh?
Mustache, biggest takeaway. Week 2.
Devin White needs to be picked up off waiver wires. So that's all I got. No, I'm just I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding. Oh, man. The biggest thing for me is that Drew Sample should be the number 1 waiver wire target. We've seen a lot of injuries this week, and I don't think that there's anyone that's as impactful as Uzomah actually going down, because Uzomah and Sample split, snaps to an extent, and Samples had trouble, staying actually healthy. But dude, they made eye contact, him and Burrow, and it was love at first sight. And he got targeted over and over and over again. It was nonstop. Now, I know you can't do this because it's not the right way to evaluate, but I will say that when you combine Drew Sample and Uzomah's stats, or Uzomah, sorry, I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, but Uzomah's stats, he would be tight end 5 across the first 2 weeks of the season. So I think Drew Sample is probably my biggest lock for a waiver wire ad of anybody at any position. I think you're wasting a lot of money if you go out and you try and chase, 40% or 30% fab on anybody else. I mean, I'm not spending 30% fab on a tight end, but still, I would target Drew Sample.
Thoughts, guys? Anybody Drew Sample love? I know he made one catch that it was like just a little piece of the game I'd caught, and he had made it was a bad throw or something, and he caught it behind him.
Yeah. Dude, it's play after play after play. That.
Yeah.
He was the best receiver out there. He was the best receiver out there, and he's a tight end. So, I mean, that just goes to tell you. Nobody likes the tight end love, huh?
I dig it. I dig it.
I mean, is there anybody that's adding a different tight end? Is there anybody? He's going to kill his kids, by the way. Wait, and I don't mean Mark over here. I mean Doug. So, I mean, is there any other waiver wire target that you guys are targeting more than Drew Sample, or if you even like Drew Sample?
I'm good on tight end. I got Waller, the Walrus myself. So
Get out of here with Waller.
So Chase, I take it you're taking Sample over Dalton Schultz then?
Oh yeah, dude. Dalton Schultz, by the way, has a bad matchup next week. Although Jamal Adams actually faced up against Julian Edelman for some weird reason. I don't understand Tim Norton's play calling when it comes to matching up Jamal Adams with Edelman. They don't have the same skill set. Back when he played for the Jets, Jamal Adams was the ultimate shutdown, safety up against the tight end. So I hope that Norton actually gets it and puts Jamal Adams, up against Schultz. But yeah, I mean, dude, don't forget Dak Prescott chucked the ball 47 times as well. So there's no way we're going to see that either. It's just, yeah.
He was also playing from behind for the majority of the day too.
Yeah, and they were behind. Yeah, and they were behind from the first quarter.
They were down big, so it's not like they were going to, run the ball a lot. They had to throw the ball to get back in the game, and they did.
Wait.
Yeah.
Dude, I wish I could share all of Dynasty Viper's comments over here, guys. If you're not on YouTube watching this and participating with Dynasty Viper, you need to be, because he is crushing it over here, and I don't have any access and ability to actually share that. So, just saying.
What's your thought?
Oh, I see.
I'm sorry?
If Kittle's out week, I mean, he actually proved that he can still kind of hang in there.
I heard Jordan Reed and hang in there. I love it. I played Jordan Reed everywhere in DFS this week, and I reigned in the money. I mean, last night it kind of sucked because, all right, so I was up $1,000 on 18. I put in $18, and I was up $1,000. Wait, what's happening? Reigned in the money. I mean, last night it kind of sucked because, all right, so I was up $1,000. I'm just hearing background noise, guys. I'm sorry. So, anyways, I was up a significant amount last night, about $1,000 on 18, and I just threw a couple lineups out there, but I knew it was going to be chalk, so I hate participating in chalk lineups. And what I ended up doing was played majority chalk, and then threw in guys like Foster Morrow, and of course we have what's the rookie's name out of Carolina, the tight end? Adam Trautman, right? So, anyways, I played a bunch of those lineups, and I was up. And then the last 3 drives of the game, I just ended up falling apart, especially with Drew Brees, chucking the ball as much as he did. Those Drew Brees owners got back into it. And then, of course, Darren Waller owners that played him in the bonus got back into it as well. So it was a little bit of a bummer. On the last drive, I was still up 300 and then lost, $250. But I still made 54, so I'll take it, on 18.
Nice.
Yeah,
nothing wrong with that.
Anyways, trying to help Dougie out over here, so just talking.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I was curious if Kinlaw's going to be worth owning, or if he's going to be getting double teamed, and there's just nobody to own on that defensive line.
And he struggled up against double teams so far in the offseason too. He hasn't been able to push the pocket, from what I heard.
Right. So. Another player I'll throw out there that I know we were talking about, some players that kind of surprised some people, but Kevin Perry-Lewis, which kind of crushes me to say because I was a big Holcomb fan and I was pushing him, but he's been doing pretty consistent here the last couple weeks. He's probably going to be available on some waiver wires. Some people might want to grab as well.
Yeah, him and Bostic have been the 2 linebackers there the first 2 weeks. Well, Thomas Davis was out week 1, but he was active week 2, and still he didn't get any reps. It was Bostic and Pierre Lewis. So.
Right.
He's so much more athletic. He's so much more athletic.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
So what's the guy that you guys are focused on for IDP? In terms of picking up off the waiver wire this week?
One guy that I'm targeting on the defensive line is Carrie Hyder over in for the 49ers. Because they're going to have somebody pick up the slack there with Bosa going down. And D Ford was out this last week, and he's going to be out again this week. And they're not sure how long he's going to be out with his back injury. So Hyder's going to be one of the guys picking up the slack. And he had a sack week 1, and he played 40% of the snaps week 1, and then he jumped up to 80% week 2 after all the injuries hit. So he's a guy that I'm targeting.
I like Trey Hendricks from the Saints. That guy is kind of like the Sam Hubbard of last year, Max Crosby, where he kind of had a few good games. I know it's early sample size or what have you, but I mean, he's showing some consistency there and getting some tackle for loss, and you got to love the consistency right off the bat. So that if I was to say a defensive lineman, that's who I got number one on my list.
Mark, do you have anybody that you're targeting?
Not specifically, but I kind of agree what was actually said about the guy from San Francisco going up against the Giants again. We're staying on the East Coast to go up against the Giants this week. Young offensive line quarterback has a tendency to lose the ball when he actually gets it. So given all the injuries and you take a look at Goldman or Lewis here, taking a look at those two guys and where they have to potentially step up and pick up a blitz or anything like that here. Anything from a San Francisco perspective, although it might be a little bit of a gamble, I think is a worthy risk at this point.
I like it, man. Is there any bet that you like? Are you allowed to say that? Out of your own lineups coming up this week? Are you allowed to say that? Is there anything that you absolutely love?
I mean, I can tell you whatever the heck I want, right? I mean, I
just didn't know. I don't know. It's your company, you can't go play FanDuel if you work for FanDuel. So I wasn't sure.
I haven't. I mean, let's see here. I mean, right now it's kind of Tuesday, so I think injury reports are just kind of coming out here. So I don't think we'll really have the full lineups of all the lines set up and populated with all of our games up until maybe a little bit more towards the afternoon tomorrow. So I haven't looked at anything kind of per se. But heading into Thursday, I am kind of I do like I'd say, Jacksonville over 1.5 turnovers so far from a defensive perspective, going into specifically the Thursday night game.
Dude, C.J. Henderson looks like a boss. I mean,
especially
you guys can disagree. This is the IDP. I'm just here to hang out.
Picks from 10 to 1 here. I'm not sure if I would put that in the 10, 9, or 8 slot here, but maybe a solid 6 or a 5. Jacksonville over 1.5 turnovers is something that I'm kind of keying in on as of right now, heading into Thursday night.
I like it, man. All right, Doug. Doug, you back with us?
I'm back. It's
I like your sleeveless shirt.
Now I feel terrible because I blamed it on the kids and it wasn't the kids. There was a little story.
I said you're about to go beat your kids after you left last time.
Hey, what? What I don't understand.
His kids are in trouble.
Let me tell you, you will not drive down the road in southeastern Oklahoma and not see a house that don't have a tin roof on it. What I don't get is why the hell they make tin roofs if you don't have cell phone service inside? Do they just expect everybody to have a home phone? So long story short, I got a hotspot on my cell phone. So whenever I move this right, it'll just go out. Just go out. The Verizon hotspot, it's trash since it's storming. I swear to God. Oh, man. Please, somebody, will you write your local senator and tell them to move Oklahoma into the 21st century? Please, please, please. God, it's terrible.
If you guys don't know,
they said if we pass these marijuana laws, we'll fix the roads and we'll get everything up to date. I ain't seen a damn dollar of any of this money on any damn roads, any infrastructure in Oklahoma. It's just a bunch of damn Indian casinos and shitty cell service everywhere. Just everywhere. God.
If you guys don't know, Dougie's from the OC over there in California. He has a gated front fence.
Yeah.
He has 20 butlers and mates, to take care of his 22 kids.
All right, fellas. Did we get through them waivers? Everybody get us a waiver guy out there. Everybody get a takeaway.
Marcus May was the biggest takeaway, I think.
Marcus May. I knew you was going to say that. I knew he was going to say that. I did. I knew he was going to say that. Hey,
I don't even know what it's about.
Hey, check this out. Look, I can mute him. What, Chase? What? It doesn't matter what Chase said. All right, on to the show. All right. Week 3. I wanted to take a look at the let's take a look at the schedule here real quick in week 3 and go around the room and everybody give us that one waiver ad that you're adding. Clutch Russ, did you get yours, buddy? Did you get your waiver wire ad in?
Yeah, I did, but I'll add another one with Quentin Williams on defensive line from the Jets. Seems like the Jets are on defense a lot, so you're not going to go wrong with a defensive lineman from the Jets or even a DB from the Jets. Brian Poole would be for your cornerback league, so them guys are getting a little bit of love because of their offense isn't very good.
Is there any rookie that's worth playing for IDP outside of Patrick Queen?
Antoine Winfield Jr.
Absolutely.
What's going on with him over there?
He's balling.
Well, they had Justin
Come
Evans.
on, do something better.
They had a guy starting there, Justin Evans, that was a little bit more field savvy. But whenever you have a guy like Winfield waiting in the wings, that he is one hit away from changing the whole complete tone of the ball game by causing a fumble or something like that. Whereas Evans was just a little bit more meh, so they drafted Winfield to take over, and it didn't take long for him to take over. So, and he's got, NFL lineage, so.
His dad was a baller.
Gangster from the G. Yeah.
Winfield had a big week this last week too.
You can't run. You can't run up against Tampa Bay. You can't. So they're going to be passing no matter what the case is, and especially if we expect Tom Brady to be up, right?
And it's the gap penetration in the middle. Vita Vea is not getting a lot of IDP points and will not be on a lot of highlight films, but the focus that he has taken off the rest of that defensive line by eating up 1 to 2 offensive linemen every single snap, that's what's allowing everybody. That's what's allowing Devin White to eat. That's what's allowing Shaq Barrett to still be relevant. Vita Vea. And I'll get a little serious coming later about Vita Vea, but just the work that this guy does on the inside that goes unnoticed is crazy.
Deron Payne is the same way for Washington, but
100%.
Vita Vea is like very, very similar in that respect. And I think he's even better, and he's a better run stopper to an extent. But he's going to eat up blocks. But I saw something on Monday Night Football about who was it for the Raiders that beat more double team blocks than any other player throughout week 1. It wasn't Clinton Farrell.
It shouldn't have been Max Crosby either, because neither one of them had worth of crap day. So I don't know.
It was prior to Monday Night Football, but it was one of those defensive tackles or defensive ends that was double teamed more than anybody else, and also beat more double teams than anybody else. Mark, do you know who it was?
Malik Collins.
Yeah, Malik Collins. That was it.
Malik Collins. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I did hear about it. Yeah, okay.
Malik Collins was dominating double teams.
And he's with Las Vegas now?
Yeah.
Yep.
In the middle there. They got to have something happen, because if you were betting on Max Crosby being a top 10 defensive lineman, that's not happening. I mean, I've been saying it all offseason. There's some rankers out there that are real big on this guy, and a lot of it had to do with the attention that Cleveland Farrell took in that defense. But my waiver ad is on that same Las Vegas team, and that's Mr. Nicholas Morrow. It's only for redraft. It's not for dynasty. If you have him in a dynasty league, I suggest maybe looking to shop him. But Nicholas Morrow, with the way Littleton's playing, and let's face it, guys, this guy was a practice squad special teamer. Littleton. When he was with the Rams and got them that linebacking job there in LA, he was a special teamer and almost an undrafted guy. So, Littleton don't have, the metrics and the scores that a lot of your high caliber linebackers do these days. And in saying that, I mean that Gruden is more likely to trust a savvy old veteran more than he is just because the GM thought they needed a linebacker, brought him in. What I'm saying is I don't think that was completely a John Gruden, I need to go get Corey Littleton move. I think that more had to do with the front office and a debt move. And I don't think they're really tied to Littleton. I think Morrow gets, I say he gets another 90% of the snaps next week. So I'm definitely at it. Thoughts?
Littleton was being used differently. Littleton was being used differently than he was for the Rams. Like for the Rams, I mean, he was getting utilized a lot in the passing game, of course, but he was getting used to cover, guys out of the backfield.
Well, it's all they had, Chase. It's all they had.
I don't disagree with you. I'm just saying now he's getting utilized to back up and play a little bit more like coverage zone type, in my opinion. I've just watched the game from, I guess, last week and this week, and I just don't think he's getting utilized as a main player like he is, with the Raiders.
Yeah, 100%. Yep. So with the Raiders, I'm picking up Nicholas Morrow, and I'm trying to sell Littleton. Maybe not this week because, it's a little down for him and you might not get what you need. But the minute the dude's back in and gets anything above 5-6 tackles, I'm shopping him, fellas. I'm shopping him,
Yeah, I agree.
And before we move on, any players like Littleton sticks out to you guys that it's just immediate, oh, okay, he did something good. I need to see if I can get rid of him. Russ, any guys like that sticking out to you, buddy? Any big sale candidates?
Well, I guess J.J. Watt might be on top of that list. I mean, take advantage of his big week if you got some people that are going along the name recognition. I mean, I doubt he sustains that. I mean, if he does, that's awesome, but history shows that that's unlikely to happen. So
I agree.
I'd throw him out there.
KB, what about you, buddy? One sale guy. Give me a sale guy.
I think Tracy Walker might be one for me. His snap share went down. Will Harris played more snaps than he did this past week. Harmon played all the snaps, and then Harris played a few more than Walker. So it's kind of a weird situation. And, Matt Patricia is all over the map with his snaps. I mean, Trey Flowers' snaps were down this week too. So I don't know. I mean, I like Tracy Walker and all, but it seems like they're mixing it up there. And if he has a big week, you might be able to cash out nice for him and get rid of that uncertainty a little bit, maybe.
Right.
Sorry,
we know
Russ.
that safety's the DB group. We know that's deep, Yeah. So I dig it there, KB. Mark, any sell high candidates, buddy? Just somebody that sticks out through the first 2 weeks.
I'll kind of go on the limb over here, and I pay a little bit more attention to the New York teams here. So if you take a look at the Giants and the upcoming schedule that they actually have, and some pretty tough competition here. The 49ers are banged up here. So if you take a look at maybe trading or getting rid of guys like Marcus Colston or something like that, given that, 49ers don't have their starting QB. They got a lot of players that are banged up here. Maybe for 1 week you can actually, sell some of those guys to somebody who's looking to take a flyer with the understanding that, hey, these guys got some pretty tough competition in, the Cowboys and the Rams and things like that coming up in the couple of weeks here. So if you have a couple of these Giants that are stashed on your roster, maybe trying to pawn them off on somebody else this week here is not a bad play. That's what I'm thinking.
CV Mr. STD. Any
wait, what? Why did I get an STD after that?
Just rolls off the tongue.
Oh, I did not mean to say that out loud. It was your latest podcast made me think of that.
That wasn't my latest. I've done 5 since then. I do.
Well, yeah, we all know that you're on every 30 minutes on Periscope or Twitch.
I just did a trading card podcast. Why?
Yeah, we all know you run around here like a Barbie girl.
Is that what you said? I had an STD? I just did a trading card podcast, so it's deserved.
What's that mustache here for us? Lay it on us.
It's giving me.
Man?
It's giving me a little something. No, Jonathan Abram, safety for the LA Raiders. right? Or LA, Los Angeles Raiders, actually.
Las Vegas Raiders.
Las Vegas. Wait, did I say Los Angeles? Did I just try and correct myself by saying the same thing I just said? Oh my God.
Hey, we're all here waiting on you there, Mustache.
It's the tequila.
You edit your own self all night, brother. Just roll on. We're all just here listening, buddy.
I just corrected myself by saying the same thing. All right, so the Las Vegas Raiders, Jonathan Abram, who was out last year with the torn labrum, right, is playing like a bat out of hell. And he's been playing well. But the thing is you can't play like a bat out of hell in the end zone without a build-up period to keep you from getting hurt again, for another year in a row. He almost went down by running into the damn thing last night, the elevated camera or whatever it was to show, different plays. And then we saw him hurt again a little bit. What are they called?
Goalpost.
No, the moving camera thing.
The little car thing with the
Yeah, no, he didn't have a goalpost. He had the sky cam thing. Either way, I mean, that's not why I'm concerned. I'm not concerned because of the sky cam rolling carts, right? I don't think they're going to take him out. I'm just saying we saw him go down twice last night. Once from hitting an inanimate object at the time. The other time was from getting hit. I just don't. His reckless play has always been kind of like a negative downturn for me. And like if he gets hurt again, like it's going to be a long-term injury for the most part, especially with his injury history. I'd much rather trade him away and try and get something for him while you can.
Yeah, he just had X-rays.
Wait, say that again, Russ?
Shit, Chase. That's a good point. Go ahead, Russ. I'm sorry, buddy.
Yeah, no, he just had X-rays done on his shoulder and didn't reveal any structural damage. So I don't know. Yeah, like you said, that's something definitely to keep your eye on as far as his availability come this week.
So it's very similar to how I view Clyde Edwards-Helaire, right? Like Clyde Edwards-Helaire, I know this is IDP. Sorry, guys. I'm tracking over to offense again. I apologize. But Clyde Edwards-Helaire, the way that he takes hits. Oh, there goes his kids again.
I like the Fortnite story. It's better.
I know. Let's just go with the Fortnite story, and let's just assume he's beating his kids right now.
Yeah.
So the way that people take hits, it's a huge difference, between like learning how to take hits. Like Reggie Bush, for example, never got hit, right? So he didn't know how to take hits. So whenever he took a hit at the professional level, it was always a bad hit. And injuries ended up occurring because of that. Normal humans cannot just get slammed to the ground on a regular basis. Now, this week, he did do a better job of it. I'm not going to lie. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, that is. But when we refer this over to IDP with Abram, you can't just like go full on, just running flat into somebody without structure. We saw him after that big hit that he had where he almost took out, I think it was a screen pass. And then he had to fix his neck afterwards because his neck was hurting. Right? Like he literally did this right after the play, and that his neck was sore because he hit him improperly with his helmet first. And when people do that, and people continuously just throw their body, like LeVar Arrington did back in the day, it messes up pieces to your body. And like you might as well just say screw it with these guys. We saw it with RG3, although that's a quarterback, a little bit different situation, but we saw him do it in the running game, not from taking sacks. It's when you're not used to taking hits or you're used to delivering hits up against smaller guys, I don't know, you're not going to know how to do it the right way. You're always going to rely on your skill and your talent over the right way to do things. And that's why guys like London Fletcher made it for how many years in the league?
15, I think, or better. Yeah.
I swear to God, Donnelly, I'm going to – God damn it. You in the comments over there. Anyway.
That's terrible.
Your kids need to learn how to not play while you're on the –
Yeah,
we're going to go with the kids story. We're not going with the storm. We're going with the kids.
Got to stick with Fortnite.
Okay. R2D2. It's bad. I think I'm cutting out. Russ, you got us, buddy. Carry us. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Oh, no.
It's bad.
All right, where's the show sheet at?
Oh,
It's on Twitter.
I'm going to Twitter. Jesus. I love your handwritten notes.
You got me? You got me.
I got you.
All right, what are we on to now?
All right, hey. All right, hey, before I get out of here, before I lose everything, I wanted to do Fantasy Roadie real fast with everybody in the room, and then we can call this a night. But I got to do Fantasy Roadie. Do you got me good enough?
Yeah, you're fine.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Fantasy Roadie. Fantasy Roadie is a segment sponsored by myfantasyleague.com. And what it is, fellas, I just ask you a little bit about music. Your first concert, where it was, who the band was, and 3 FF analysts that you'd take on that road trip. So, without further ado, the FF Roadie. Starting first, Mark. What is the first concert you ever went to? Where was it and who was it, buddy?
Oh, let's see here. First concert was, I don't know, maybe 93 or 94. Could have actually even been 95, but it was actually Green Day at Nassau Coliseum on Long Island.
Oh, yeah. Nice, man. Nice.
So I think that was it. I could have. I mean, I also saw the Grateful Dead that same year at Nassau Coliseum too, and ironically, that was probably one of the last. Yeah. So yeah, it was either. Yeah, I'm going to stick with Green Day. Probably 94 Nassau Coliseum, Long Island. And
awesome
what's the?
If it was Green Day or Grateful Dead. We're not worthy.
I didn't like the Grateful Dead concert, but the parking lot was definitely a freaking experience, especially at
but the mushrooms were very
16. Nice. Learned a lot in a very short time period.
Kyle, buddy, first concert, where was it? Who was it, brother?
I'm pretty sure I was like 14, but I know it was Godsmack at Brown County Arena in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Yeah.
Nice.
I've been a metalhead my whole life, and I remember that was my first show. I don't remember who else was with them because it's been a long time, but I know it was Godsmack was the headliner.
Love it, man. Love it. Okay, Chase, tell us when the first time you seen Dave Matthews Band was.
It's actually Spice Girls. It was actually Spice Girls. First concert I ever went to.
I love you, Stevie. I love you, Betty. I love you, man.
Spice Girls, and it was amazing. My little brother got brought on stage and got a kiss from Baby Spice, by the way.
Nice.
Are you being dead serious? Was it
that was my first concert ever. Yeah, no, I have a huge concert venue right next to my house, and my mom wanted to go see Spice Girls, so she brought us. And my little brother got brought on stage.
What you really, really want?
Oh my God, it was amazing. I had a blast. We Dynasty Vipers over there in the chat. Oh my God, it was amazing. But yeah, no, it was a lot of fun, and I actually bought a Spice Girls CD, and I listened to it for probably close to 6 months before I realized that people thought I might be, swinging for the other team. So, yeah, it is what it is. But if I had to choose 2 people to bring with me, I would definitely bring Kyle. I would bring Kyle and Doug because they would both be miserable this entire time, and especially being a metalhead. Dude, he'd be sitting there in the corner, and I would be laughing my ass off, and his face would be bright red. Kyle's face would not let up. And you know what? I would still find a way to have fun because that's the type of person I am. I don't even give a fuck. I would still find a way to have fun. It's really funny. I got brought to a Paramore concert one time, and this was within 10 years ago. Oh, dude, I had a blast, and I got brought on stage for Paramore with Haley. And I wasn't even there. Dude, the whole experience was amazing. And I don't really care what concert I go to. I'm not a huge music head. I love Blink-182 and stuff like that. But I always find a way to have fun. So, that's just who I am.
And that's why this segment was invented just to step away from fantasy football and football just for a little bit. And just to get to know the person that's behind the analyst, man. And I figured what's the best way to do that than music, and it don't matter if it was Paul McCartney or Paul Wall. I don't care. I'm not ever going to judge anybody. You know what I mean? I just like to hear different kinds of music. I listen to everything from Whitney Houston to Whitney Cummings podcast. I listen to everything. I don't judge nobody. So I love that, Chase. I love it, man. I love it.
Let's always have fun.
Right. That's right, brother.
I put with trading cards tonight. All right, like that's.
Second part of the FF Roadie. Mark, I need you to pick two people that you're taking on a road trip to follow what band. It can be alive or deceased from the past. So you need two. I usually say FF analysts. So two personalities that we all might know. And then what band are y'all following around the world?
Following around the world. All right, let me think about this for a second here. It can be any time period, right?
Any time period, brother. If you can bring them back from the grave, or you can go see one that's just released something. I'm a big fan of St. John.
Can you take this comment off the bottom of the screen, by the way? Take this comment off the screen. It's terrible. Damn it, Matt.
Let's see here. All right, so I'm following, and I got to preface. This is before they kind of went to rehab and that stuff over here. I'm definitely going with Motley Crue in terms of the band that I'm following. The two people that I'm taking with me here. Let's see.
You're gonna need a pharmacist.
Let's see. Just because I want to see the expression of his face, I'll take our buddy Nathan at the IDP guys as one, and number two. Let's see here. You know what? I'll take my brother who does some stuff with this podcast called the 14 Parlay.
Right on. And I understand we just met, so no hard feelings that you don't want to take me or anything, Mark. You know what I mean? No hard feelings.
I'm not sure. I gotta go with people.
I'm just saying.
All right. You want to come?
KB, buddy. We need two personalities, brother. And what band are y'all following around the world?
All right, man. I'm taking you, Dougie, and I'm taking Hollywood, and we're going on tour with Pantera, man.
You and Daryl in this group chat. I swear to God.
Man. Okay. So we're gonna need a lot of bail money, KB. All right.
Yes.
So
yes, sir.
Go ahead and start them funds now, brother. Yep. We're gonna need it.
You betcha.
Russ, I've never asked you this question, brother. We've never had the segment on the show, so I want to go to you next, brother. Two personalities, buddy, and what band you following around the world?
Well, I've always wanted to see the Who back in the heyday when they were at their prime, and I'd take Dougie with me, and Mike Waller I think would be kind of a blast to hang out with and travel and listen to the Who.
Oh, yeah, for sure we're taking Mike, man, because he could probably get us discounts. He looks, he's an older guy. We could be like, it's our dad, and we don't have any money. Could you take us to the next time? Like it, CV, buddy, who you taking on your STD tour?
Look at their own concert tour. What are we, part of Pornhub now?
Hey, man, I don't know. I watched one of your podcasts a week ago, a couple days ago or something, and You know, first thing that popped up was like rated TVMA and stuff. Don't want, you know, and I was like,
I actually am at NS, or what is it? NSF 18 or whatever for my podcast rating. So yeah, I don't mind that. But if we're going to my OnlyFans tour, we're going to my OnlyFans tour, right? Oh no, concert tour. Sorry, concert tour, not OnlyFans tour. Concert tour. I love Anderson .Paak, man. I love the Bare Naked Ladies back in the day, which is probably really close to your what was the other band that you referenced?
Wallflowers.
Yeah, them. No, but I love Anderson .Paak. That guy is amazing. He's somebody that's broken in the industry like no other. We see his stuff on commercials now, and he was nobody back, a couple of years ago. So I love the inspiration from that. And I just want to get Troy King messed up to the point where he's not modest anymore, and I get to actually film him. So I'm taking Troy King with me. And I would love to bring you, Doug, but I also
just like Chase, just bringing somebody to just get them in trouble. That's just like
exactly. That's what we're here for, right? But Linda seems like a party all in herself. I want to give her a shout out. She's amazing. And Linda would be a blast to party with. Her and Troy King are there, outside of course you, Doug, are there any two other people you'd rather party with, outside of them? Come on. That's amazing. Yeah, Troy to get in trouble and Linda to get him in trouble.
I love Miss Linda. She's always like, I'm just sitting here on the couch eating goldfish.
Oh, bullshit, she is. She's taking shotguns, and Jaeger bombs, exactly.
Just sitting here eating the grilled cheese and the Irish car bomb, and I'm like, fuck yeah.
Love you, Linda.
We love you, Linda. We love you, TK. Y'all be safe. All right.
God damn it, Matt. I hate you, Matt.
That was the Fantasy Roadie. As always, that was sponsored by Magnum Condoms. Chase's show. No, I'm just playing. MyFantasyLeague.com, the most customizable fantasy site in the game. You can have your fancy mascots and laser beams and lines and stuff. I'll take the most customizable fantasy site in the game with the most customer support out there. I've been with My Fantasy League for over a decade now and have numerous leagues and charity leagues going through them. And thank you at My Fantasy League for everything you do for Oklahoma and all you do for my charity. So thank you very much, My Fantasy League.
That's awesome.
You're a true one. You're a true one.
Can I just say?
Have my back from the jump. No, you can get done. You can wait till I get done my read.
I didn't know that was. I thought it was done.
It was, buddy. I'm just playing.
Are you done?
All right. Yeah, go ahead, buddy.
I totally thought Mark was wearing a furry blanket, by the way, for a second. Like he had the blue blanket? Shoulders. I thought you had like a furry blanket.
You're on to something there.
I thought he had a white furry blanket because he was doing this earlier, and I thought he had a white furry blanket on.
Dude got an Islander snuggie on, man.
I got my Rangers shirt on.
Oh, the Rangers. Okay. So I said Islanders, and he lit up right there.
Yeah, that's one thing about New Yorkers. We hate each other. So
yeah, so strange.
Mark, I didn't ask you off the top of the show, buddy. Giants fan or Jets?
Giants fan, yeah. Giants, Yankees, Knicks, Rangers, yeah.
So who's stepping in for Barkley?
I think it's going to be Gallman, but he's coming off a little bit of an injury as well. You got Lewis, who they signed, at the beginning of the year, and they just picked up Freeman today. So I'm not sure if he's going to be ready for this week here, but I'm expecting the load to be split between Gallman and Lewis for the time being.
Okay. All right. So you kind of avoiding next week and seeing kind of how it hashes out, Mark? Or let's say you had Barkley and you got to start one of them, Mark. Who are you starting? You got to start one, Mark.
Am I starting Barkley or Gallman? What was the question?
Well, you are a Barkley owner. You got to start one of them now. You got to start.
I'd start Gallman. If I'm a Barkley owner and I had a chance to either start Lewis or Gallman, I'd start Gallman.
Well, you also have to figure out.
Yep,
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say who.
Go ahead. I'll shut up.
No, I was going to ask you, like, you also have to spend fab money, right? You have to spend money to get, either Dion Lewis or Gallman in a lot of cases, right? So first off, you have to decide who you want to pick up. Do you want to pick up Dion Lewis or Gallman or Freeman? Freeman's going to be like 30% of your fab.
Yeah, I just don't see Freeman being ready. I mean, he's just coming in. He's got to learn. He's got to learn the offense. I wouldn't pick up Freeman for the time being. Maybe you could pick him up now and maybe stash him on your roster and see if he plays out at some point down the line here. But I wouldn't be looking at Freeman as a play for this week.
I don't like Freeman.
They've stuck with Gallman this long behind Barkley. It's got to be for some reason. You know what I mean? Like they did. If they would have dropped Gallman and then picked up Freeman and he was behind Barkley, oh man, could you imagine the wads that'd be blown for Devontae Freeman this week?
It's a young line. Gallman is extremely athletic here. If you take a look at the offense that Garrett is actually running here, it's a lot of short slant passes, a lot of short passes as well. So I like the fact that in my opinion, Gallman's probably got some better hands than Lewis, and I'd expect him to probably pick up 3 or 4 passes out of the backfield on Sunday. And
that Niners line's banged up. You brought that up earlier, Mark. So that's a good call. They're without Bosa, they're without Thomas, without D Ford.
Tommy is everything. So you're getting the 49ers at the right time. They're just. They're just probably like another year away. So they're a young team. They gotta learn a little bit more before they start competing at a high level.
I'm focused on the passing game in fantasy for the Giants. I'm focusing on. We'll see if Sterling Shepard's healthy. I don't know if he is, but Darius Slayton and Golden Tate, they're both healthy, right? And then you obviously have Evan Ingram. I'm focusing on the passing game. I don't even know who's healthy and who's not. Like I went to go to RotoWire today because I normally use them for my injury report, and I couldn't. I was scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, and I literally scrolled probably longer than a masturbate, and it never got to an end. So I couldn't find the end to this RotoWire world. So and the injuries that are occurred. So. Yeah, I hope that I don't know what's going on with Sterling Shepard. I think he missed last game, or at least he went out this last game. I have injury experts that have come to my podcast, but they can only guess but so much. So I think I'm going to go with the passing game. And Evan Ingram is really appetizing. I mean, he was open in week 1 multiple different times up against the Bears was week 1 or week 2? Sorry, all my weeks are messed up.
First
week 1,
week was
right?
against Pittsburgh. I believe he went. I think he was targeted 7 times. He had 2 catches. He's got to catch the ball. I guess that was the big problem.
But there was miscommunications. There was miscommunications. So there was he was supposed to be right and he stayed where he was, and the defensive end cut him off. Meanwhile, Daniel Jones threw it to that area. So those targets they just need to get on the same page. And with Evan Ingram's lack of, I guess, reliability, it was tough to get on the same page with these 2 players over the first year. So hopefully they develop chemistry.
Fingers
when
crossed.
in doubt, Boomer Sooner it out, baby. Sterling Shepard for the win.
I'm going to use that.
Did you guys see this chat, this comments? The only person that's in here that just is crushing me right now.
Yeah. See, what I did is I thought the private chat was the comments. So I was like, God dang it, there ain't nobody talking. And then
you didn't even respond to my question in the private chat either.
Well, what do you want me to say? I don't know what to tell you. I'm trying to do all this. Anyway. All right. We got the bands out of the way. Chase hit us with Backstreet Boys, whatever it was.
Spice
All
Girls.
right. The next, Spice tomato.
Wait, what's yours? Wait, who would you bring? Did you ever say that?
I would bring Russ, 100% sure, and my boy Hollywood, D-Win. There wouldn't be no Doug without D-Win. And I'd also have to put the man that's in the comments there, Coach. I'd have to
You
get
said
him
two.
I'm telling you, if you'll let me finish. He's coming in a travel bag.
Hey guys, real quick, I think my phone's going to cut out. So just in case I get cut off, man, I appreciate you having me on. But I'm going to stay on as long as I can. I just got a feeling this thing's going to cut out in a couple seconds.
So does my laptop. I don't have a fan in there. I need to get that fixed.
So I'm going to ride in the pet carrier, and Coach is going to drive because he'll be sober. And then Russ is going to ride shotgun because he can probably read a map better than me or Daryl. So I'm going to go. I'm adding one. Yep, broke my own rule. It's my damn segment, CV.
Well, then I'm going to add one. You're coming with me to Spice Girls.
No, you're done. You're done. We don't want to hear no more Timberlake. Muted you. Get it. Anyway,
I'm unmuted.
God dang it! I'm taking Coach, I'm taking D-Win, and I'm taking Russ.
Fine.
You would get to come if you didn't have that mustache and you get us kidnapped by some pirates, some Malian pirates or something, thinking you're rich because you're a porn star. If you'll shave that mustache, you'll get to come. Chase, just come. Just shave it.
I can't.
Anyway, we're going to go see Pink Floyd, without a doubt.
Can we just bring Matt Dolly in here so I can yell at him?
We're just going to follow Pink Floyd around everywhere and not remember a damn thing. That's what's going to happen. All right? Go to jail everywhere. Okay? The next segment, Russ. We are getting to Under Pressure, buddy. It's the closing segment of ever IDP Power Hour from now on. We get 5 fantasy-related questions. We get 5 real-life questions. The only catch is you can't understand what the hell I'm saying half the time, and you don't know what order they're going to come in. So that's the catches. So, okay. All right. Here we go. Shut up, Chase.
I didn't say nothing. I'm silent.
I'm just playing, buddy. Okay, we'll go KB first, answer, and then Chase, you answer after him. Okay. Question number 1. Under pressure. KB, do you live in a city, suburb, or kind of out in the sticks, buddy?
I'm in the sticks.
In the sticks. All right. CV.
Smallest big city ever.
But you said every answer I gave. What did you just say?
I said smallest big city. I live in a city where everybody knows everybody. And we're big, but we're not that big. But we're big.
Okay. All right. Chase didn't answer number 1. He passed. All right.
What? Big city.
Number 2, KB. Give me your LB1 for Dynasty. Your linebacker 1, brother.
Darius Leonard.
Yep. Chase, give me your wide receiver, number 1 for Dynasty, brother. Number 1 wide receiver.
You ready for this? I kind of want to let this hang a little bit. Now, I got Chris Godwin, but DJ Moore is right behind him. Michael Thomas is now out.
Got you.
I like DJ Moore. I love DJ Moore.
Hey, this is Under Pressure. This ain't Talk Chase.
I just said this. What?
KB, do you use public transportation? You got a truck, car, or SUV? What do you drive?
SUV. I got a Toyota.
Chase, what kind of public transportation do you use?
Bicycle.
Bicycle. Okay. Going green. I love it. KB, back to you, buddy.
Right.
Who is a DB, cornerback or safety, we all can add and start week 3?
Kenny Vaccaro.
Chase.
CJ Henderson.
Who is a tight end that we can all pick up and start week 3, brother?
Say it again.
Drew Sample. Who is a
Tight end. Oh
end?
yeah, Drew Sample. But you're gonna have to pay for it.
Got you, buddy.
Mo Alley Cox, if not, if you don't want to pay for it.
KB. Married, single, divorced.
Married.
All right, buddy. Mustache. Married, divorced.
Wait, you're gonna ask me the same. I don't know if you're asking me the same questions or what.
It's the same damn question.
I'm married to fantasy football.
It's been the same damn question. CB.
I'm married to fantasy football.
Okay. All right. So lots of lotion around the house for CB. KB.
That or the occasional hooker.
KB, last question.
Okay.
And I'm going to start doing this every show. It's you versus the other guest, Chase. Give me one fantasy player that is a no doubt, no-brainer, must start week 3. IDP or offense. Whoever you want to pick. Pick one fantasy player for week 3.
Aaron Jones. He's on fire, and it's going to stay hot.
Same question, brother. Same question. One fantasy player to go up against KB in week 3.
God, who do I go with?
PPR.
I'm gonna go with. Oh my God, this is tough. I'm gonna go with
Under pressure.
DJ Moore again.
Pick with your heart, brother. That's what I did.
Yeah. DJ Moore. I don't even know the matchup.
Aaron Jones versus DJ Moore. And that's been under pressure.
I honestly that was so tough. Oh my God, this needs to be a segment. This is great.
That was fantastic.
Although I know a lot of people wouldn't be able to handle that, and I almost faulted. I almost just folded like a flower that didn't get enough water. Wilted flower.
We're bringing back 3 segments that Coach and the aforementioned Hollywood there. Whenever this show used to be rated IDP Live, we had 3 segments that everybody they'd quit when we was talking waiver ads, but they'd come back whenever Fantasy Roadie or Under Pressure was on. So we're bringing the segments back.
Oh God, I got the Chargers. Oh God, don't go DJ Moore. Don't follow my advice. They got the Chargers. I just picked one.
Before we get out of here, fellas, and I'll let y'all say your goodbyes. Thank you for Mark. Thank you for Mark for stopping by, the CEO of at Statement Games, and putting up that money. Go 10 for 10, Thursday's lineups, and Mark's going to pay you some quiche, baby. He's going to pay some quiche. So thank you, Statement Games, for being a new sponsor of IDP Power Hour. I know me and Russ appreciate it so much that the overwhelming support. I mean, we got 4 sponsors now onto the show. And we started this thing not long ago. So thank you, everybody, for the overwhelming support. Thank you, Mark, for stopping by. Thank you at My Fantasy League. Thank you at Thrive Fantasy. And thank you at Trophy Smack. Just pretty much, if there's a promo code bar in there, just enter Oklahoma. There's a good chance you might get some free shipping or maybe a Rusty Wallace t-shirt, or, you'll get something probably pretty good if you enter that promo code. That's all caps, OKLAHOMIE, Oklahoma. So, all right.
I just tried on Postmates. It actually gave me something. No, I'm just kidding.
Right, so we just ruined this chance to go first, KB. KB. Tell us where all to find that good waiver wire article that you dropped today, brother, and tell us just where to find you, buddy.
Well, thanks, Dougie. Yeah, you can find my work over at idpguys.org. I'll be writing the IDP waiver wire articles that come out Tuesday every week, hopefully, as long as I can get the time. But yeah, that's where you can find all my work, and appreciate you having me on, Doug and Russ. This was a lot of fun. Chase, it was great meeting you, man. This was a great
big fan.
Time.
Big fan.
Thanks, man. Same to you. Thank you.
Big fan.
Mustache rides after the show. Mustache rides after the show. CB, tell them where to get them STDs, baby. Tell them where to get cleaned up.
You can find me at 531 Night. Oh wait, Oh, you don't want my address? My bad. Sorry. I thought you wanted my address. My
Was that
bad.
the chat link? Was that one of them links where you sit all up? You know what?
I feel like I just gave. Oh yeah.
Tell everybody where to find you, brother. Where to find that kick-ass work and where the new show is.
I gave a look.
I know I give you a hard time, buddy, but you know I love you. And you know it's all in good fun, man. Tell everybody where to find that new show.
Nobody can watch. You just lost so many followers from me doing that. I did a photo shoot for like 5 seconds and it failed epically. All right, so Marshmallow. You can find me at ff_intervention on Twitter. You can find me at lanktr.ee/fantasyintervention. Oh God, I'm creeped out even more than I was looking at myself. lanktr.ee/fantasyintervention. Dynasty Happy Hour, Dynasty Nerds, pregame HQ. I'm done.
Russ,
Great.
Russ,
Hey,
what have you been doing, buddy? What? Just tell them where that Twitter handle is and tell them where to find that Nebraskan sexiness, baby.
hey, it's at the Dynasty Happy Hour. Got some rankings up there, and then you can follow me on Twitter at ClutchRust72 and DM me some questions or whatever the case may be, and we'll help you out with your IDP and get you winning some league.
It's awesome. Huge shout out to Matt Dingus, by the way. Matt Dingus is crushing it.
And I'm at Oklahoma Marshmallow.
I don't think he's actually looking
I'd
at
like
us.
to thank our sponsors.
No.
I'd like to thank Mark for stopping by, throwing up his own quiche, baby. Throwing up his own quiche, and I'll be mixing them pads, This is IDP Power Out. He's Clutch Russ. He's at KBLFL9er54. And he is at FF_intervention. CV the SPD. This is IDP Power Hour.
Why am I getting?
We're out.
Are you going to end the episode or what? Are you ending the live show? God damn it.
No, I don't edit shit.